Hi folks, welcome back to Fishing with Den for another episode on the river. This is the same river I fished last October when I bagged up with all those small carp, like 300 fish at a sitting. This time it's not a team match, it's an individual, and it's going to start in about 5 minutes. I fished it yesterday in a practice and it's completely different. Fish are slightly larger in the general sense of things, but there seems to be a lot less of them. Now, I know I've got 4 nets out and they're all staked out this time. It's taken me half an hour to put nets in. I had to stick these stakes in the ground, then tie them off and all sorts. But anyway, done the best I can with that, in the hope that I do actually bag up like last time. Having said that, like I said, fished it yesterday and yeah, it fished okay for that first couple of hours and then it just died on me. So I have actually got a feeder rod behind me, but there's a good old current out there, so I'm hoping not to have to use that. I've got a bunch of rigs set up. I haven't really got time to go through them all now, but you'll see what I'm doing as I go and I'll explain what's going on. We're going to start off just on the inside on a top 2 to hand, then a top 3 to hand if we need to, and then I've got a flat float for a little bit further out if I need to hold it back. But I suspect, and you shouldn't say this then, but I suspect I'm not going to need 4 nets today. I'm probably going to need 2. But look, you need to be on the safe side just on the off chance. But thinking positive, we're going to do 300 fish today and have 400 pound of fish. Yeah, fingers crossed and all that. Anyway, look, it's a few minutes to go before the whistle. I'm still dripping because it's going to be 34, 35 degrees today. I need to cool down a little bit, get rehydrated and get myself ready to go. So back in a minute when we get started. On! Right, off we go then. Top 2. We'll just put some corn in first of all. Fishing right at the end of my keep net, as you can see, but because they're staked out this time, they're not going to end up... Oh, had a bite. Well, because they're staked out this time, they're not going to be swirling all around on this inside swim. It was either a bite or it's a tree root that's sticking up. Just hope it's not the tree root. Definitely, I think it was a bite there. Oh, cool. I'm impressed. Why am I not hitting them? What's wrong? What's occurring then? It should be. Fresh hook and everything. Wow. Good sign though. What's going on? If this carries on, I'm going to be changing hooks straight away. You can't be doing this. There we go. That's got one. Oof. So them tiny ones. Oh, wasn't expecting that, but still. That reminds me, I need to get my disgorger out as well. 2.5 hours to get ready, and I'm still not ready. Hook feels sharp enough. Just sort this out a sec. This is going to be a tiny day, isn't it? Good job I got that out. Now these had all disappeared yesterday. However, today, different story by the look of it. All this on the top 2. Oh, fish. Going straight through the place I'm fishing, but not much I can do about it. He's got some go, this guy. 13. He's a good couple of pound, that one. Well, we're hour and 3/4 in, and that's me just caught my 30th fish, which is a long way from last time we fished here, when it was more like one a minute, so that would have been more like 120. But they are bigger, I'll give it that. But I'm hoping that nobody else is really bagging, because I'm certainly not. Although I am putting a few fish together now. Just I've been messing around with different things, and I've come in to a top 3, but it's a short third, and obviously that brings things into a slightly shallower area, and that seems to have helped. Oh, come on fish, don't do that. But the average stamp of fish now is quite reasonable. I mean, that's going to be £1.5 to £2, well, £1.5 anyway. So yeah, that's 31. I've had to go back to corn on a normal hook because the chickpeas and the maize just weren't cutting it. And since I've done that, along with this short third on here, in the last few minutes I've started to catch. Now, I could be well behind at this point, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to keep coming or not. But at least I've had a few more bites than I was getting. Oops. Yeah, you see. They're a reasonable stamp of fish at the moment. It's actually slightly smaller than the ones I've been getting, but can't complain. Ones that make 32. Feeding ground bait, which seems to be helping. The current seems to come and go, which is weird, I know, but what can you do? Bit bigger maybe? Oh yeah, somewhat larger. Should still go into the spoon net. I've actually got the normal net set up over there in case I've got any lumps, which can happen. Alright, come on fish. Give up now. Don't go round the keep nets. There's a tree down there and all sorts. I think I'd rather catch small ones. Okay, 45. Woo! That's a good, I reckon, £4 that one. No, I'm not showing you. 45. And I think we'll have a quick look at the time, see where we're at. Come on fish, disappear. Where is it? 12:15, we're up to 45 fish. So, been decent size, mostly. But I could do with catching faster, couldn't I? At least I'm catching consistently now, which is what I wasn't doing previously. I was chopping and changing between all sorts of things at one point. Slowed me right down. And that was 59. We'll get to 60 and we'll have another look at the clock. We're definitely proceeding now, which is good. Long may it continue. Just feeding ball of ground, but it's a small one every chuck, but I'm compressing it quite well so it gets down to the bottom. I've also dropped a couple of fish. And so what I've taken to doing is just put them in the net and just having one sort of quick grab back. And then I've got the net, the landing net between me and that net. So if I don't miss again, that's 60. Let's have a quick look at the time. And the time is 12:30, so that's not bad, is it? Caught a few fish in this last 15 minutes. Get in. There you go. Right. Don't think I'm going to need 4 nets today though, am I? I might use them anyway, of course, just to spread the fish out. So now they're in. That was a right performance trying to get those nets in. Got the 2 blue ones in, the outside with the stakes out. And then to put these black ones in, I've tied a piece of paracord rope around the ring. And then I used the landing net with a hook on it to push them out and around down the back. You can probably see the string around the back of that stake there. Tied a loop in that and then secured it down to this one down here. Same on this side. Half an hour it took me to do that. So dangerous, this river with the mud. They definitely are a bigger size than the last time we were here, though, weren't they? There's 1 or 2 that were the same sort of size, but the average size is much bigger. Alright, come on. I'm striking at tiny little bites as well. Obviously some of them are going under, but any kind of movement and I'm hitting it. Trouble is I'm also dragging the bottom in places, so it's kind of difficult to know sometimes. What am I doing? Got the knot caught in the keep net there. This knot under the landing net. Well, no one said I was perfect, did they? Except possibly the wife. She definitely never said it. 63, I think that was. That's a bit better one again. Yeah, he's heading for the hills. Definitely heading for the hills, isn't he? Oh, fish. Slow down now. Okay, so I think we'll do a bit of that. This one is down by the net. He's going for anything. He certainly fought well, this guy. Where is he? Oof. Oh, that's a decent fish. Probably the biggest one I've had, I think. Probably 5-ish, I would say. But all counts. Don't just jump down there. Okay, anyway. What's that, 76? $1,300, 1 o'clock. So that makes us halfway through. Yeah, halfway through. I've got 76 fish now. This wind's getting strong. I was concerned earlier that I wasn't going to have enough to put in 4 nets, but I carry on like this, touching wood. This wind's come up out of nowhere. I need a heavier float at this rate. Could do without having to do that. Back to the small ones again. Hell of a difference between that last one and this one, isn't it? 77. Right, well, I've just got to 87 there. That's the first fish I've had for some time, so I'm going to go back and try the longer rig. This one, yeah, that one. This is a full length top 3. The other one, remember, was a short third, so this will get me a little bit further out, which is fine, because I'm just wondering if they've just backed off a bit with all the commotion. Let's see. And also the flow stopped, which is not what I expected. I seem to be dragging bottom in places, so it's just sort of a sandy, silty, muddy bottom, and it's all over the place. So we'll come down a little bit and just see. Just a bit. Remember, I'm coming up against a slope anyway, so even by just coming in slightly, I'll be on the bottom if necessary. Oops, I'm getting blown away. Got some flow out there though. Proper bite. You've got an acrobatic nutcase here. $29. Well, this isn't doing it either, is it? Good job I'm feeding slightly short of where I'm casting to, because that's going to help with that slightly more short swim. Still not that much current out there at times. The wind, of course, blowing that way, so there we go. Well, that's not the bottom, is it? More like a torpedo. You're just lolloping around on the surface out there, look. It's alright, plenty of giving it yet, guys. Don't be worrying about the elastic. Mind you, we need to be a bit careful as we come in here, because I suspect he's going to dither about a bit in front of me on the nets. Oh, he's a decent fish, isn't he? Come on. Don't wake up on the inside like that. That's a decent fish. Question is, I've got too much line to grab the puller. Have I? Let's see if we can do that and just get some back. I'm not sure if this is going to work or not. At least we aren't going to have any elastic issues. Oof. Oh, fish. Come on, I need you. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on, don't do that, no. And don't swim towards me either. Come on, come on, come on. Where's he gone? He's kind of lolloping around, isn't he? But he's not giving up yet. Come on. Risk going. Decent fish. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. This time. Come on. Head first. Oh, how many times has that happened to me? just leap out at the end. Oof. Gotcha. Right, let's get that section back on out of the way. Oh, he's a decent fish in. I'd say he's the best part of 9. You want to laugh? See what's in his mouth. So he snapped that angler up easily, and there's me with a size 10 hook. I think that's probably I don't know, something huge. I don't know what it is as far as the hook goes, but yeah, I don't need hooks that big. Get him in the net. Oh, that's put a decent bit of weight on. Okay, what's that? Is that 90? Oh, we'll go with 90. It's worth 2 fish if anybody's money. Oh, now the wind's getting up. This is going to be a nightmare now. I hope this is just a momentary thing. Wind over here is a strange thing. I mean, I could fish short line, of course, but it's just for the speed element. If I have to, I will. If this doesn't work, I'm going to go to a flat float. I'm going to put 4 sections on, which is where that sort of area is I'm feeding, where the float is now, and just hold it back, see what that does. In fact, I think I'm going to go to the flat float now. Oh, well, I'm still going to do it even though I caught this fish. Is this 92? Flat float it is. Just check depths, I'm pretty sure it's about exactly the same. Don't use that one, Dan. Yep, not bad. Means shipping him, but well, you got to do it. You got to do it. It's 5 gram flat float. End rig's the same. Just a B911, size 10. Ouch, that's hot. Right. That's exactly where I was fishing, so yeah. And, well, there you go. Change your tactics then. Does that mean the fish have always been there? And I wasn't quick enough? Or what? Normally with a flat float you'd have a tungsten bulk on there, but unfortunately I left mine at home. So I've used AA shot and it works fine. And they're also strung out so the fish, when it takes the bait, doesn't feel the hit of that great big sort of 4.5 gram olivet, I suppose. Pick up the right one, Dent. Right. Just keep feeding the line. I think I'm just on the crease where it's fairly slow, but and just after that it gets reasonably strong. Let's go back to a moving bait again. Just trying that. Getting a bit desperate, eh? There we go. Not big though, is it? Let's go back to a moving bait. Oops. Keep still, fish. Hand won't work. Ow, I've got 2 more days of this yet. Well, quick update for you. 2:15, 6-hour match, so until 4 o'clock, so hour and 3/4 to go. This, providing it comes in, will be the 101st fish. And if I'm honest, I didn't know I had it on. I haven't had a bite for a while on pretty much anything, so I'm going to try, because I'm still having problems with this wind, and go back to that flat float. But it's all getting a little bit difficult now. This won't work, come on, work. Right, let's go back to this flat float thing. Might have to get the spray bar out, the pole rest, just to be able to do this, because my hands aren't working properly. Where on earth did I put it? Oh, I know where I put it. I put it behind me in case I needed it. Can't remember anything these days. What an idiot. Right. Get him on. At least I didn't have to get up. Right. Hopefully we can get some control now, because this wind's a bit blustery. A proper bite on it. Ah dear, I think he knows. Caught behind his dorsal at the moment. Oh, he's off, that's alright. Oh, 102. Not like the 300 I had last time, but then again, they are 3 times the size. Well, at the moment nothing's working, so I'm just going to feed this inside swim again, just on the off chance. Can't see it, but you never know. There's not been much going through it lately, so yeah, you never know. Might be 1 or 2 there. Maybe they want to be in the shallower areas today. Because this is actually getting me nowhere. Still on the same 102. Give that inside line a go. Can't see it. I think we're just at the point now where you know, we've taken out what we're probably going to get most of. Might get 1 or 2 bonuses in this next hour, but yeah, so far I think we're a bit shot our bolt, I think is the word. You never know though. You watch this go shooting under now. I wish. No ground bait in the box anymore. This is 8 litres of ground bait. That's a decent old box. What's that? 2 kilos or more? I don't know what it is when it's dry. Oops. Hit my leg. Nothing happening so far, is that? Oh, legs are going dead, backside's gone numb, wrist killing me, thumb hurts, and I'm enjoying myself. be interesting to see what weight I've got. I know it's reasonable, but with only 102 fish, yes, admittedly they are substantially larger than the ones from October, as I've said before, but well, first bite I've had for a while. I just got a new box of ground bait, and I've been putting it in a bit heavier than before just to see if I could elicit a response, and so far this is it. Oh, there's rubbish down in front of me. One of these ones that's likes to keep nets. Right, 103. Oh, picking an odd one off from here and there. Very odd. I gave up on that longer pole line because it was difficult to hold the pole with the wind. I've come back in on the most productive line from earlier, and I think that's, what is it, 107 now? I can't remember exactly. And that's my first bite off it, but I've only been there a few minutes, so if I can just put a few together between now and the whistle, that'd be great. Two bites. This one's a little bit bigger. Well, if I could put another 5 or 10 fish in it in this last half an hour, that would be great. Caught behind his dorsal again, look. Yeah. But that's a nice little fish. At least it would be if I could get hold of it. Will you keep still? Oh, 2 bites in 2 casts. Have they moved back? I get all excited here then. Alright! Right, well that would appear to be that. I've got 110, I think it is, fish, and I have no idea what I've got by way of weight. So I'm going to have to do the weigh-in, and that's going to take me a few hours to do, but don't worry, in a few seconds I'll be back. It'll be tomorrow morning for you, well for me, but for you it'll only be a few seconds, and you'll get the results. Welcome back, guys. Day 2. I'm just about to set up. It's been a mad rush to do it, but I'm here. Right, yesterday's results then. So I ended up with 54 kilos, which is what, I don't know, 110, 120 pounds. And the good news is I won the section, which is what it's all about. I'm actually standing second overall in the individuals. Stuart played a blinder. He had about, I don't know, over 100 kilos of fish. But then again, so did the 2 guys next to him. So pegs D4, 5 and 6 yesterday stormed the match, and a lot of others struggled. Now I'm on C1 today, and C1 had 5 kilos, which is what, 10, 12 pounds in weight. Yeah. And I also noticed that, because I'm in the same section, I'm in C section again, I was on C6 yesterday. A lot of patchiness on this section, so I don't know what to expect today. Hopefully some bait's gone in, so we'll be catching a few fish, but we'll wait and see on that one. It's reasonable. There's not much sort of current just down here, but when I get to sort of 3-4 sections out, it's starting to move a bit. And depth-wise, probably got 4 or 5 feet on the inner line, and probably about 7 or 8 feet on the further out one. I'm going to have to just feel my way in, I think. I'm just hoping that this doesn't follow the pattern of the last few matches, where the events where I've either won and framed and also got my section on day 1, and day 2 was always the killer, and then day 3 I did well again, which always, day 2 seems to knock me down in the standings. So today I've got to try and do something. I could do with winning the section, but might be unlikely. Second definitely is what I need. Any less than that and I'm probably not going to do too well. But we'll wait and see. We've got about 3 minutes to go. So I'll get myself finished off, drink some water because it's going to be 34, 35 again today, and we'll get cracking.
That's it.
All right, we're off skis. Let's see if we can get a bite. I'll have a quick run through first of all, make sure there's no snags in the swim. You can probably see there's loads of trees along here, and quite a lot of the roots do encroach in the water, and people are losing tackle all over the place. So I'm just touching bottom there. I might need to just shell up just a fraction. Go a little bit further out and just see. Yeah, that seems to have had it out there, but I think that was a bite. Well, it might have been. Yeah, as I was saying, this peg did 5 kilos, 10-12 pounds yesterday. Same with that peg there. Very patchy on this section. 2 good weights, mine and 80s. Other than that, not much at all. Take this a bit shallower. Oh, already? Well, that's good news. He's got one next door. Oof. Well, I've had a bite anyway. That was definitely a bite. Started this way yesterday, didn't I? Trying to hit fish and not actually connecting with them. You'd bump them, start off with, and then that was it. There we go. Proper bite. We landed it. Can actually do with this being a bit longer, couldn't I? I'm kind of got this wrong. Oh, what are you doing, Jen? Don't want to be unshipping, you see. Still, that's one fish. Here we go, watch this guys. Any second now. That was them. I don't know what speed that was, but that was flipping fast, wasn't it? Trouble is now I've got the wake. Just hope I haven't got anything hanging around in the water. Oh, not exactly fast and furious. This is number 11. I suspect we're probably half an hour in. Can't really seem to keep them in one place. So they do seem to keep swallowing it every time, which is a bit of a pain. I'm just putting a ball of ground bait in every chuck, but the current is changing again. That time it all but stood still. Right. At least next door's catching as well, so there's a few fish around today. Oh, just hope I can keep them coming. God knows what I'm going to do if I need another keep net. Got a couple out, but as I say, you sink up to your neck in mud here if you're not careful. Easy way to get dead. Here we go again. You wouldn't want to fall off the back of that set of water skis, would you? Right, this will be 20. It's not fast and furious, but at least I'm catching. I actually put a slacker elastic in as well on the top two sections. I felt the other one was not having enough give for the size of the fish. But I could be wrong, you never know. Alright, last time it took a while for them to settle down again after that blast through, not surprising. If you were a fish, you would definitely wonder what on earth that was, wouldn't you? And this breeze is a downstreamer, and it's giving me a bit of grief on this to-hand rig. Mind you, I don't think the fish are necessarily feeding all that well, but my presentation isn't absolutely the best. Might need to go to a short line rig and a bit longer pole. I'm just using the short third section at the moment, so if I put a full section on, I won't be far off. Just have to shorten the lash down a bit. Since that boat went through, I haven't actually had a bite. Alright, well that's 30 fish. Quick look at the clock. It's 10 o'clock, so that's an hour and a half in. Well, that's pretty much online for what I've been doing yesterday, I suppose. So, oops, if just over £100 would win it, who knows, maybe I'd have a chance. It's all about section wins, remember. You can win on the day, but to win the overall you've got to come probably first in your section on all 3 days really. I don't know if you can see this or if you saw it behind me. There's a dirty great monitor lizard just came through my peg. It's about that long. Thought he might be having a go at my spare ground bait, but seems to have wandered by. It's the kind of things that crocodiles in Dundee used to call goannas, I think. Great big things. Missed it. Have little spells where, as usual of course, but have little spells where I'm catching well and then just all of a sudden it stops for a while and then I'll catch sporadically. Just hope they keep coming today, because yesterday, as you saw, they slowed right down in that last hour. Kind of expect that, but you'd hope you could keep them coming, wouldn't you? Well, I'm not sure I saw that bite, but every time this happens, I usually end up getting a bite, so I just thought I'd strike. Not a big one. 73. Guy that won it yesterday with 100 odd kilos, 200 odd pounds. I think he had 240 odd fish. Down this end, nobody got even close to that. Like I said, guy on this peg had 5 kilos, 10, 12 pounds. And the guy next to him had pretty much the same. I have to say my next door neighbour today has been catching, but he seems to have slowed down a bit. And of course, that wind that was causing me all the aggravation before on the long line tactics has gone. And I could have actually been doing it on that again. If I'd had time, I'd have set up another rig, but we got 2 hours to set up today as opposed to 2.5, because it's going to be really hot. So we started really early and then we'll be finishing early too. But luckily, at the moment, I'm in this beautiful shade. That's 73. Yeah. Well, I managed to get them in a bit closer and the wind's dropped and all tangled up around his dorsal. So I've gone to a short top 3. I've just had 2 fish like that. This one having got his dorsal caught in the net as usual. Small ones are terrible for doing that. And I've actually foul hooked him. But that makes 95. And at least I can do this to hand. Just a question of keeping them on that shorter line because it is somewhat shallower there. Trouble is we've had so many speedboats going up and down. Well, that's 130, and this is my first mirror carp. Not very common over here. Decent fish too. Ouch, stabbing myself with this gorgeon there. Come on, keep still. right. So as I say, that's 130, and we're now at just about 1 o'clock, so we've got an hour and a half to go. Well, this is 158, it's been going well this last few minutes. Oh, caught him in the chin. Here we go again. Just for the camera, that was. Stamper fish is quite reasonable now as well. Oh, crying out loud. Well, this is 158, and I've been getting bites quite regular lately, so I caught this one under the chin by the look of it. This will be awkward. I have to use the scourge, I can't get my fingers onto it. There you are. So yeah, 158. We've had that speedboat up and down all day, which probably isn't bothering the fish, but it's bothering me because everything is soaked. All of this is soaked, everything behind me is soaked, and they're just up and down, up and down, up and down. I'm not necessarily a killjoy, I'm more than happy for them to do it, but please do it somewhere else. Just a bit further up the river or something. It's been all day now, really. Stop whining, Dan. You're catching fish. $159. Going quite quick, isn't it? When you put it in, it's going under pretty much as soon as it hits the bottom. I've only used one hook length as well. That's a novelty in itself. Oh, 1 minute ago, and if I get this, it'll be 196, which wasn't a bad guess, I suppose. Come on, fish. He's all over the place, isn't he? So 196, I don't know if I've got time for even a putting bait on at the moment. I'll give it a go. Oh. Oh! Well, not too bad a day after all, eh? 196 fish, and I've got to do the weighing in. I was shattered yesterday. God knows what I'll be like today. Anyway, for yours the day is over. For me, the exercise is about to begin. Back in a couple of secs with today's results for you. Welcome back for day 3, folks. So yesterday then I managed another section win. I had quite a good weight, 80-90 kilos, something like that. I don't know what it is, a couple of £100, something like that. So I won my section, and that's a good thing because that just gives me 2 points. It would be a really good thing if somebody else hadn't got 2 points as well. That'd be Ian. And he also had a massive weight. He had something like 140 kilos, which is, I don't know, let's call it 300 pounds. So at the moment, he's lying in first position because he's got 2 points and a higher weight, and I'm in second position because I've got 2 points and a slightly lower weight than him. So basically I've got to win my section today to have a chance. Trouble is, if he wins his section, because I'm in B section, he's in A section, if he wins his section, then he's won it outright. There's nothing I can do, even though I've won all 3 sections, if we do it, of course. But if somehow he can come second and I can win my section, that would get me first place for the competition. Obviously, you know, if I can do well today, either win my section or come second, there's a chance of actually still being in the first 2 or 3 on the overall match. So nil desperandum, as they say. Match is about to start in a few minutes, so I'll hang around for a bit and I'll get back to you when we started. Oh, and I forgot to mention, today is going to be 43 degrees this afternoon, so lots of hydration. I've got a homemade sunshade up behind me, and I know you can't see it, but just behind here there's a battery operated fan which I'll turn on, which is actually giving me loads and loads of nice cool airflow. So kind of trying conditions, aren't they? Whew. Anyway, back in a sec. Okay, whistle's gone, and let's have a quick look at the swim. This is a completely different ball game to yesterday. Yesterday was nice and shallow and there was hardly any movement. It's like fishing a lake. This one, just as a top 2 here, is okay, but further out it's going through quite fast. So I'm going to try and get them all in on this line down here. Now this section hasn't fished all that well in the 3 days, but that was a bite straight away. It hasn't fished all that well. I was looking at the weights. This peg was about, well, I don't know, midway to 2/3 of the way down the weights yesterday, and they were having sort of, I don't know, 25-30 kilos, that sort of weight, maybe a bit more. It was a fairly even section, but it was a lot lower weights than a lot of the other sections, and that 140 kilos and so on. There was an 81 and various others. So the thing here really is, I'm going through this thing again, I don't know where if they are bites anyway. So even if I win this section, as I mentioned before, if Ian does well down the way there, then he's going to win it outright. But we can always hope for him coming second, can't we? Wouldn't wish bad luck on anyone, but maybe just a little bit. Got ants today as well, not helping. There you go. Well, at least there's a fish here. I'll net him just to be on the safe side, eh? One. We're off. The parasol's getting in the way a little bit. You can probably hear it clanking on the landing net. But if it's going to be that hot, I'll live with it. One. Better. Ah, the flipping cormorant of all things. Wonderful. Just what I need. This is going to be a problem. Hey? Did you say perch? Oh, you mean cormorants? It's literally under my feet. I'm going to snap the pole. Yeah. Well, that's going well, isn't it? Good start. What the hell am I supposed to do with it? Ow! Ah, yeah. Duh! Shot myself with the elastic now. Lost the rig. Oh no, I got the rig back, but well, folks, it's a bit of a disaster, isn't it? Ow! Right, back when I'm sorted. Sorry about that. All the things. Yeah, that's what happened. Look, lost the hook. Well, what a great start to the day, Dan. Okay, well, that's me set up again. I'm hoping that I've still got all my shot on the rig. I lost the hook. Let's wait and see. I don't think that cormorant will be back there, will he? No wonder the fish stopped feeding. Mouth didn't work there. Well, it looks like I've still got shot. Really was the last thing I was expecting, a cormorant just down here. In case you're wondering why I'm feeding slightly short of the float, I think I've been bitten by an ant now. In case you're wondering why I'm feeding slightly short of the float, it's because it's sloping down, so my bait's probably rolling off and away. So it's an attempt to counterattack that. Counteract, counterattack, whatever. Right, surely not a cormorant. No, not this time. Three. At least the fish are still there. Wouldn't have been while the cormorant was there, I suppose. That's a bigger one. Certainly not thick and fast today, are they? Is that 4? Yeah. I really don't know how this is going to go today. Not looking good so far, I'd have to say. Right, well, we're an hour in. I've got 28 fish. And they're coming sort of steady-ish, but whether I can keep them coming or not, I don't know. Fighting them too close to where I'm actually catching them, I think. Trouble is, if I go any further out, the current's quite strong and it's very deep. So, I'm trying to avoid that if I can. As usual, the bites aren't really much, they kind of just bob it a little bit and you have to interpret when to strike. But at least we're catching a few, which is something. I do keep catching them in the net though. Okay, quick update then, folks. We're just coming up for the 2-hour point in about 10 minutes, and I've got 59 fish, which isn't too bad. Didn't think it was going to be this good. It's not brilliant, but it's moving along. Nope. So as you can see, I'm just catching on a top 2, and it's fairly regular. It's not hectic, but you know, 59. Not too bad. That's let's call it best part of 30 an hour, eh? And as I say, this section didn't do all that great yesterday. Can't remember what the day before was, but hey. Well, that'll be 60. The only thing is, these ones aren't very big. Yesterday I was having some fairly good sort of 3-pounders I can only just get my hand around. These ones are like little bars of soap, like tench. Trying to hold on to them is difficult. 60 then, and it's not quite past yet. So just a question of keeping these going and see what happens. You get little spurts as usual. You get sort of 2 or 3, then you get a blank spell, and then you get another 2 or 3. But it all builds away, doesn't it? It's easy fishing though, isn't it? Well, it is when you're doing it like this. If I was trying to fish out there, it'd be a different story altogether. Oh, dropped him off. Well, look, that's 105 fish we're up to now. And time is 11:08. Got 20 minutes to go before the hour. Starting to catch small ones again. Oops. So that's like 100 and, what did I say? 108. I'm losing track. So 108 then. And I had 75, so yeah, it's 30 odd, isn't it? And that's in less than an hour. That's as much as I can hope for today. It's getting a bit warm now, guys, so I'll turn the fan on. Hopefully you won't hear it over the microphone. Of course, as soon as I do that, the wind springs up. That'd be right, wouldn't it? Anyway, I'm on 161 fish and we're somewhere over 4 hours in. Oops, almost anyway. Trouble is they've been getting quite small now. And then I had that boat, of course, that turned around in my swim. That's a speedboat with the water skiers. That snapped the other arm off with a stupid weight because it turned round. So I'm kind of going through kit at a rate of knots here. Anyway, don't complain then, don't complain. Oh yeah, and I'm getting eaten alive by ants as well. Here we go again. This is the same idiot that turned around last time and broke that arm. Carried on a bit further this time. 183 by the way. Not sure what the time is. Have a look after this. I've run the small ones lately and then some decent ones, and now they're sort of in between these. It's like a little pod of them comes in. Is there such a thing as a pod of fish? Maybe it's just a shoal. Let's have a quick look at the time, and it's 13:18, so 1:15, an hour and a quarter to go. So not far off my 14-hour sort of target. Providing something stupid doesn't happen this time, and hold on to it this time. Trying to move the umbrella around so I can keep myself in the shade a bit, but I don't quite know how that's affecting your view of the proceedings. And ants everywhere. Look at this, 3 ants on my hat. So irritating, so irritating. I wouldn't mind, but I'm sitting in the water. Must be crawling up my landing net handle to get to me. Come on, fish. Right, so we can put a few together. Just as before, just fed. There's an ant on my glasses now. They're everywhere. Wind's getting up as well. And it's a downstreamer, which isn't helping. Am I complaining again? Stop complaining, Dan. Oh, my landing net handle's filled up with sand from the back, so it's really back heavy. I'm having to force it forward. I don't think there's anything else I can complain about. Oh yeah, apart from the heat. But hey, I'm here to enjoy myself, and I'm doing that. I actually made a plug for the back of that landing net, but it appears to have either disappeared or I forgot to put it in. Is that thing moving around? There you go. Let's get it out of the way. That's the fan, by the way, if you can see it. That's exactly 2 o'clock, and I've got exactly 210. So I've got 30 minutes to do 20 fish. Don't know how the rest of the guys are doing. Gary doesn't sound like he's doing much. Can't see the people up there. So you never know, I might have a chance of getting a section out of it after all. As I said at the start, this section here didn't fish all that great the last few days. Sort of 36, maybe 40 kilos, 80 pound or so. I was winning it. Obviously expected to get better over the 3 days with all the bait going in. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to spate the small ones again now. Had some good big ones, and then back to small again. Like I was saying, they seem to come in little pods. And yes, I know it's a shoal. We've got 9 minutes to go, and I've got 221 fish, so it's a minute per fish. Probably unlikely, not catching quite that quick. But I think 221's a reasonable amount of fish on the day. And I couldn't go much longer because I've just about run out of ground bait. That'll be 16 litres of ground bait, whoops, and 7 tins of corn. Going through a period of missing them or end up with scales on the hook. Must be that many down there. I think that was probably the one I had on. I suspect it was foul hooked. It felt like I caught him on the way in. He's got me all tangled around a float. Come on, get off. I've done it. Right. We'll get to as close to 230 as we can then, shall we? That is 230 fish at 230. Reasonable one then. The last 2 or 3 minutes. I suspect this will probably be the last one, but I'm happy with that. Going well. Not that big actually. Reasonable, but not that big. Come on, there you go. Is that 224? Oh, it's quite fat though. Alright, chance of one more. Yep, less than a minute. Yay. All out. $2.25. Well, excuse me. Sorry about that sneezing. Right, okay, so 225 fish. A lot better day than I expected. A few mishaps here and there, which I may or may not put into the editing. So really, as I say, wait for tonight for me to get the results. It'll be tomorrow when I get home before I can do anything, but for you, as usual, it'll only be a few seconds and we'll have the results. And we'll see what I've actually managed to do today. So, that's me back at home then, folks. Bit of a long journey. It took me about 13 and a half hours to drive all the way back. I think it's something like 1,150 kilometres or 750 miles, something like that. But anyway, I'm back now and I've got the results. So, how did I do? Well, turns out on the last day, the third day, I had, where is it? I had 83 kilos, which is somewhere close to that 200 pound mark again. And I did indeed win the section. So that gave me the 3 points, the 3 minimum points that I needed, because remember, it's the one with the least points that wins. Unfortunately, as I said at the start of the day, one of the other guys, Ian, also had 3 points, but he had a huge weight on day 2 of about 140 kilos. So if he won his section, I was basically out of the running for first. There's nothing I could do about it. But I did do what I set out to achieve. I won my section on 3 days, and that was great. The good news is, well, for me anyway, not so much for Ian, he didn't win his section. So guess what? I won. So yeah, all in all, it was a great 3-day event. Everyone out there was great fun to be around. Shame about the heat on the last day, but hey, it is what it is. And I ended up with the winner's trophy here, which is a rather nice trophy actually. Can you see that? There you go. So that's it. That's the end of my 3-day event. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you did, give me a click on the like button, please. And if you want to subscribe, that's great too. And until the next time, bye for now.